Halt there. If you have any weapons, drop them to the ground. You claim no weapons. Huh. I'm not sure what's more foolish. Trespassing in a private domain or not coming armed. You won't mind if I check, will you? So, what manner of intruder are you? A thief? A poacher? How'd you gain access to this realm? Were you smuggled in, or... Are those tears on your face? What's the matter? I'm not going to hurt you. Not if you intend no harm. Look, I'm not drawing my blade, see? I'm only curious as to why you're out here at such a late hour. So, tell me your story. You're immortal. A human. You ran away? From where? From home. Why would you run away from your own home? Someone was hurting you there? Someone you love? How could they do that? A home is a sacred place. There can be no violence in a home, not unless a serious transgression has occurred. No, I'm not blaming you. I can see you're harmless, but how did you end up here? Do you even know where you are? This is no normal forest. You're in the realm of fairy, very far from home. This is the domain of my master. You just ran into the woods and ended up here. That's very uncommon. Normally you need an invitation from a resident to enter the Feylands, or the light of a full moon bathing a mushroom circle, or... Well, there are many ways to get here, I suppose, but simply running into the wilderness and willing yourself somewhere else shouldn't be one of them. I've only heard stories. Night is falling. The path will grow more treacherous in the twilight. You will accompany me. You do not have a choice, mortal. You are both in my custody and under my protection. I cannot allow you to wander freely until you're eaten by a troll or led to your death by will-o'-the-wisps. Join me. You look cold. Here, wear my cloak. It's real wolf pelt, but don't worry, it doesn't bite. Not unless I throw it to the ground and command it to return to life. Who am I? Oh, I have no name you need concern yourself with. I am a member of the Wild Hunt. That's all you need to know. And what does the Wild Hunt do? You really haven't heard of the infamous Wild Hunt? The unshakable, unavoidable, insurmountable hounds of the gentry. I thought our legend had spread far and wide in your world. Maybe you've heard of us? There was a time when the borders were thinner between our worlds, when we would stalk the mist-shrouded moors and strike fear into the hearts of nocturnal wanderers. We would take the fools who did not leave offerings for our masters and make them kneel before their thrones. Those were the halcyon days of the hunt. Well, I say we, but this was before my time, before I ever donned the cloak. Now there are so many rules and treaties and territories. You humans got too clever, started making bargains with us instead of being easy prey. What do we do now if we don't hunt mortals anymore? Truthfully, I've asked myself the same question 1,000 times. I'm not saying I need to run down and drag away humans in order to feel satisfied or fulfilled in life, but I do wish for more purpose sometimes. I'm a hunter. I'm made to roam, but so often I'm made to stand there in court, part of the background, more trained dog than vicious hound. Apologies, I'm oversharing. You're bruised and disoriented, and your clothes are torn. I should focus on getting you to safety. You want me to keep talking? All right, then. My position really isn't all bad. Sometimes, on rare occasions, I do get to participate in hunts in your realm. We only go out to capture escaped prisoners or tricksy fae who mean to cause havoc. Mostly just goblins, really. It's a goblin hunt 9 times out of 10. But still, it can be fun to skewer little buggers from horseback and put them in my hunting sack. Some of them are even a bit clever. You'd be surprised how much of a challenge it can be. And now you're pitying me. Wonderful. I still get chances to prove my worth, I assure you. I'm also a warden of my master's domain. It's a very important duty. I guard the outer border from intrusion. That is why I found you tonight. You're lucky you came through on the side of the Seelie, Fae. What does that mean? Well, it means we're the Fae of light and summer and other pleasant things. The Unseelie are our opposites. They're terrible creatures. They rule dark lands and have no respect for things like honor or frivolity. The bounds of their realm encroach upon ours when the sun sets. Have no worries. I'll ferry you to the court unharmed. There you'll have a chance to state your case and be judged fairly. I'm taking you to the court of my master. She's an archfey who goes by the name of Lady Alamir. She'll decide what to do with you. You don't need to be afraid. She's a reasonable ruler to those who haven't wronged her. She'll be intrigued by your ability to slip into her realm uninvited and unnoticed. You don't technically have the right of hospitality here, but I have some sway with my lady. I will see you get home safely, to the best of my ability. I promise. But to ensure you have the best chance of not causing offense, I ought to make sure you're armed with the manners you'll need. Do you humans still practice courtly manners? I'm well aware that in some fit of madness most of your kind dismantled your autocratic institutions, though I suppose that when you're as short-lived as you are, it might not matter as much who's ruling you. Do you know how to bow or curtsy before your betters? Good. You will let me introduce you before you say anything. What is your name, by the way? Oh, now you're familiar with our customs. I assure you, I have no use or desire to take your name. You'll notice I did not ask to have your name, only for you to state it. At least you have your wits about you, I suppose. Go by an assumed name if you wish. When you're in court, you'll need to be polite, above all else. You will likely be swarmed with attention and be the center of gossip. Deny any untrue stories that you hear about yourself. If you permit falsehoods to be told, they may harden into the truth. Kindly reject any gifts beyond being offered shelter and hospitality. Anything you accept may be used against you at a later time. And especially, do not agree to anything that even remotely sounds like a bargain or contract. If you do, there's likely nothing I will be able to do to save you. I said the Seelie Fae value hospitality and manners. I did not say we were good by your people's standards. If anything, the danger we pose is more insidious. Make a false step and you'll become a servant of this place. If you have the ability you seem to have, you would make a valuable servant indeed. Of course, were you to fall to the Unseelie, they would merely chop you up and put you in a stew. Here, at least, you have an opportunity to leave unharmed. Oh, I would turn around and deposit you safely back into your realm if I could, but unfortunately I am under oath to bring any trespassers before the court. There is perhaps a loophole in which I might allow you to slip the leash and run off and try to worm your way between worlds again, but it's far too dark and dangerous at this point. How can I assure you you'll be safe? Does my word and honor mean so little to you? Fine. You want to know the truth? I have sway with the lady of the land because she is my mother. Yes. Technically, I am a fairy princess. Really, it's no secret. I am the princess of this realm by birth, but I am a member of the Wild Hunt by choice. I never wanted to be caught in the web of court life. Since I was a child, the wilderness called to me. I wanted to learn to fight with a sword, to track down prey, to survive on my own. My mother capitulated, eventually, but as I said, she still finds ways to keep me at heel most of the time. You think I should get away from her? I'm afraid it isn't that simple. This domain is my responsibility. It may take thousands of years, but one day I will be ruler here. If I were to forsake my titles, I would have nowhere to go. No other court would take me in. I'd be an outcast. My only choice would be to join the Dark Fae. You know, you humans are curious creatures. I envy you in some ways. You lack magic. You live and die so quickly, but you also have the ability to make what you want of your lives, to have the capacity to be anything. I think that's true power. Well, there's no point in ruminating over my fate. I am what I was born to be, and nothing can change it. Yes, perhaps I should at least accompany you back to your home. It sounds like you have a pest problem in need of a good hunter. I would be happy to take care of that for you, if my lady will give me leave. She might ask a small favor in return, however. We shall see. You know, this entire time we've been traveling, you haven't seemed very surprised by any of this. Fairies or magic or anything. Are you in shock? Did you hit your head while you were running? Perhaps you imagine this is all just a dream you're having. What was that? You're getting rather quiet. You've always known. You've always been able to see us. I see. That makes you a very special human indeed. There it is, just over that bridge, my mother's castle. Do you remember what I said about manners and not accepting anything? Good. Stay close to me, and we'll get you out of here safely. Or, who knows, maybe there's a better place for you somewhere here than in your old life. You wouldn't be the first of your people to find a fulfilling life here. Fairy is a place of splendor, after all. Even common folk can become chefs, or tend gardens, or simply become companions of the lords and ladies. That's without even considering your unique abilities. You might be surprised at what opportunities can arise. Either way, let's go get you cleaned up and make introductions.